Recently, a statement from Nepali politician Balen Shah flooded social media feeds. He made a direct, aggressive accusation. India is actively encroaching on Nepali territory. But he took it further. Speaking from the halls of government, he claimed Nepal has also occupied Indian land, and then demanded the United Kingdom step in to investigate. This level of hostility directly contradicts the reality on the ground. For decades, India and Nepal have shared a roti and beti relationship, a deep bond of livelihood and family, where citizens move freely across an open physical boundary. We have to ask why a prominent leader is suddenly reviving aggressive Greater Nepal rhetoric to threaten an alliance that has benefited both nations for generations. Is this sudden surge in anti-India sentiment a genuine territorial grievance, or is Nepal actively being pulled into China's geopolitical orbit? To find out, we need to look past the political theater in Kathmandu and examine the actual geographic fault lines between the two countries. A 2-century-old cartographic dispute has become a convenient tool for creating a sense of modern crisis. This map shows the 3 specific regions at the center of the friction: Kalapani, Lipulekh, and Limpiyadhura. The roots of this conflict trace back to the 1816 Sugali Treaty. The core disagreement relies on a single geographic feature: the exact source of the Kali River. Both nations draw conflicting lines based on competing claims of where that river begins. On the ground, India maintains firm administrative control over these areas. Internationally, Nepal's recent unilateral map changes lack proven backing or recognition. By demanding British intervention, Balen Shah is actively ignoring decades of established diplomatic norms, which dictate that India and Nepal resolve these issues strictly through bilateral talks. This map technicality provides a reliable political lever, pulled whenever a leader needs to generate domestic support through nationalism. If the border issue has existed for 2 centuries, something else is funding and fueling this sudden nationalist anger right now. That variable is China. Through the Belt and Road Initiative, Beijing has rapidly expanded its physical footprint in Nepal, pouring capital into heavy infrastructure, roads, and rail projects. Beijing uses this financial weight to create a political environment where distancing from New Delhi is rewarded. By funding projects that bypass traditional Indian trade routes, China incentivizes Nepali politicians to challenge India's role as a secure Himalayan buffer. However, this aggressive posturing does not have universal support inside Nepal. Several domestic leaders immediately dismissed Balen Shah's statements as reckless personal stunts, rather than official national policy. When paired with growing Chinese debt and infrastructure dependency, these outbursts function as a strategic vanguard. They use nationalist noise to mask a shifting alignment that directly threatens the security of India's northern flank. We can strip away the high-level geopolitical chess and look directly at the hard economic reality faced by the average Nepali citizen. Nepal relies almost entirely on India for its basic survival goods. The country depends on Indian logistical chains for fuel, critical medicine, and the overwhelming majority of its total trade. The ties extend to human capital. Millions of Nepalis work in India, and the Indian Army continues its proud, long-standing tradition of recruiting Gorkha soldiers. Playing the China card earns local politicians cheap popularity points, but a complete pivot away from India is geographically and economically impossible. India's diplomatic response remains focused on a stable Himalayan region, insisting that border resolutions must come from quiet, bilateral dialogue, not viral stunts. Despite all the loud Beijing-backed nationalist rhetoric we see today, the foundation of the India-Nepal alliance is tied directly to daily survival. The relationship is simply too deeply entrenched to be broken by political theater.